Hey mamas, Celeste Howard here with my mom collective friends. We are starting to come to the back end of our season on becoming mom. We are on episode 7 of season 1. And we wanted just to sort of kind of have the conversation about how to organize our day and how to organize our month and little tips and tricks that we found and some of the struggles that come with that from so many of the ideas and the things that are just important to include in your day that we've talked about so far. I think when I first started motherhood, or not the first many years, you kind of feel like there's all these things to do and you need to do them right in this moment. Like you have to change your kids' diapers, you have to fill their sippy cups, you have to feed them, you have to hold them, you have to do laundry, you have to pick up all the toys they drop on the ground, you have to do the dishes that they have to make breakfast, you have to make lunch, you have to make dinner, and you have to clean up from them. Then you're also supposed to have time to be available to read to your kids, to play to your kids, like to make their doctor's appointments, to check on your plumbing issues and your AC issues and like pay a bill. And, and
It's a lot.
like
It's
Lord says,
reminding me. There's nothing in there.
there's a reason why look in the Bible, it talks about don't worry about these things. The day has enough, like just be present in the moment. And because we can't do it all at one time. And I think we end up with the expectation that we can kind of do all things at once, but then we don't do them all at once and we just have lots of guilt and lots of failure and lots of anxiety. So I think we're going to sort of talk about how to lay out your day or your week to not just to help you get things done because you get it done. Like your kids eat, your kids sleep, they get new clean clothes, but how to alleviate the guilt that's kind of on the back end of it and then the anxiety that's going on during it. But I know it sounds, for me, if you're like me, I am not a schedule person. The thought of having a schedule stresses me out. That's more stressful than the actual thing, the anxiety of not starting this at the right time or finishing at the right time or doing something on the right days. I just have looked back at the wisdom of the church, and the church has dates and times and a rhythm and a liturgical year, and how it's not to control us and say, today, this Sunday must be about this, or this Thursday, you must celebrate the Ascension, or this has to be, we celebrate obviously Christmas in December, but I love thinking about how that's not the only day we celebrate Christ's birth, but it's the day that's put down to make sure that we kind of fully embrace it and really celebrate it. There's, the holy name of Jesus or Mary, the mother of God. Again, it's not the only day that we recognize those attributes, but it's a day we get to set aside and appreciate it. Or like someone's birthday. Like you love your kids or your spouse or your friend every day, but that one day that's chosen, well, that they were born, it wasn't really chosen, but you pick to really celebrate and really tell them what they mean to you and to celebrate who they are. But it doesn't mean you don't do it the other days. And I think that really helped me realizing having to get organized, having to make a schedule was something I had to do, not because I was failing, but because like even the church does it, like society does it. So to bring it down like on a macro level, I think that things don't just happen. Like you have to make a date for them. And don't feel bad about it and don't feel like it's because you failed, but learn from our church, our country, our surroundings, the flow of life, that it's the way work is done. It's the way we make sure that we really can embrace the things that are important. But what do you think are some of the main work areas or some of the main things that you kind of get the guilt, and then the anxiety from that we can talk about, like how you organize?
I feel like for me, it's like I want all that organized, but it's because I'm in a season with a 4 and 2-year-old. Everyone wants my attention. How do I set aside that time to do that? How do I do that without feeling guilty, even though it's for them and our family? It still feels guilty because I feel like I'm not present enough with them. But which I know sounds crazy, but that's really where my guilt stems from the most right now is the fact that even to take time away from them to do stuff that's for them, just, I don't know, I just have such guilt with that because a lot of this takes time. And then you've got your husband and the house, all of that. So it's just, I don't know. That's
Mhm.
kind of my struggle right now.
Mhm. I don't think you can do a good job without a schedule. I know Mother's Rule of Life is a book that I had changed everything when I read it in my early motherhood. And she talked about, she kind of paralleled, I think it was Mother Teresa's nuns, and they have a rule. Every religious order whose job is ministry, whose job is caring for people, have an order to their day, or else they wouldn't pray. They wouldn't have time to really serve. They'd be doing the cleaning. They wouldn't clean. And so if you make kind of spaces for things, you can do it guilt-free.
Mhm.
So if you can look at it, it's hard in the moment
Mhm.
if your kids are needing you to say, no, I'm going to go do this, because you feel like you're rejecting them.
Mhm.
But I think if you're intentional, if you sit down with it and think, this is what I need to do, what will this take? And then you kind of give yourself permission to take that time or to take that space. Like, I know I used to have, I was fortunate enough to be able to have a housekeeper that could stay home. She just came for a couple hours, but she would stay home while the kids were napping, and so I could leave. And I would just go to a coffee shop and I would sit down. We talk about so many times, it's a job. You can't
Yeah.
run a meeting or run an event without some preparation and planning. This is no different, to be able to prepare and to plan. So I know a big thing for me was I can't stand to this day laundry and dishes. I could cook all day long. The clutter around the house, I could pick up as I'm walking, like the kind of the R and the sweep. But man, cooking and cleaning took me bonkers. And I remember reading in this book where she was like, just pick days. Like, don't do laundry every day. Like, because I would do laundry one day, and then the next day someone needed some shorts, and then someone else needed some other, I don't know, their favorite shirt or something. And so it was like, I don't have time. I don't have time. So I'm like, fail, fail, fail. And now I'm feeling guilty, guilty, guilty. And then when I finally do it, there's no success. It was just, finally, you're not totally mucking it up. And then I started the whole cycle over again. But now I only do laundry on certain days. And that's it. If someone needs something, they just can wear it dirty, or they just need to plan to.
And I love that you said that, Celeste. Okay, hello, the boy mom here who has the boys in the sports, and boys are just dirty anyway. And my kids we're in Catholic private school, so we have to wear uniforms every day. I found so much peace and comfort knowing that my fabulous friend Celeste here. I don't know if I was at your house, or I don't know, we were somewhere, and I was like, I gotta run home and do laundry because it's not PE day, it's full dress uniform day tomorrow. And she was like, I mean, so that we can spend time together, just make them wear dirty, like a dirty uniform. Like, if you're in Catholic private school, there's like dress code and
Yeah.
expectation. You have to basically look presentable when you come to school. And if you don't, the parents will get a call, like your kid's not. Anyway, I don't know. I just found so much comfort knowing that I didn't have to have like a fresh set of uniform from head to toe every single day. When I thought, like early on, I'm like, I have to make sure that it's always
Then
not
you'd have to
pressed,
buy
but
like $500 shirts and
Yeah.
right. But I don't know. I kind of just, I
overpriced
kind of
Yeah.
just,
navy pants.
but there is just something
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think I fell into this trap. I feel like every mom just has it together, and I'm the one who
You're
doesn't.
good.
And I think, oh, I didn't do laundry enough or whatever. The whole like planning the days. To this day, I do laundry Wednesdays and Sundays. And if the outfit is gently worn and still,
Oh, yeah.
presentable, I don't feel bad about just hanging it up the night, after they get home from school,
Right, you
and
take it off.
wearing
You take
it 2
it
days
off when you get
later.
home. So next on the list after laundry, I would say dishes is kind of a big one. And with lots of kids, there are constant dishes used for things, and 1,000 cups a day. And anyway, do you guys have remedies for that?
You
Plans
taught
for
me.
that?
You taught me. One of the best tips I've gotten is I do paper plates now. I go to Costco, get a
Oh, yeah.
huge stack for the month. So I'm 2
Yeah.
kids at this point.
Yeah.
We've been in paper plates
Out
for a
of the
couple
loop.
years.
So yeah, that was amazing. And I had guilt because now, it is like, oh, save the planet, all this. And I really do.
Save your
I was like,
family.
Save your family.
Save your family from
no one wanted to be
being
around
angry
me
at
after
them
dinner because
every day.
I was so tired. I was like, I don't want to do this. Then me and my husband would get in arguments over it.
Yes.
It's like,
Dishes.
no,
Just-
so
yes.
problem solved for now. So
Yeah.
there might be a few trees less in the forest, but we're happy in the Minix household.
Great.
People are important too,
Yes.
Great about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
recycle
Yeah.
them.
But I love what you said. It's about keeping and restoring and maintaining the peace, because that's most important, right? You don't want to
Yes.
spiral out of control just because you
Yes.
to get around to your sink full of dishes.
I think we get, at least I know I do, and even some moms I talk to, I see that you get caught up in the absolutes, especially because my oldest is 4, so I'm still learning everything, right? And the absolutes of like, you have to do things a certain way or your kid's not going to turn. And I
Mhm.
feel like social media does not help with that.
Mhm.
You've got all
At
these
all.
experts saying all these things, which are really opinions a lot of the time. And yeah, so that's, I think, what messes with, and you lose sight of the most important thing, which is for me, what you say is like, I want my kids to be around. The whole point of this is to have a community, to have like this family life and all of the importance and values. And that's what matters. So at the end of the day, I want them to still want to come home and be around me and love their family and their home.
Why is it your generation doesn't just trust their gut? Like, why? I
It-
mean,
Maybe because you're privy to what everyone else is doing. I don't think you
Yeah.
do a long
Yes,
time.
we are
Like,
very
I had
privy
to-
to what
I
everyone
had to
else is
ask
doing.
to ask a friend what book
yeah.
has some advice about this,
Yeah.
you know? But
Yeah.
now
Everything's for display.
everything's
Yeah.
just out.
No, it's just,
But yeah, I'd go to the park every day and I'd ask the other moms that for 3 hours we'd hang out in the park every day and chat. And so it was personal, it was interpersonal. And I guess you're right. I guess it's because it's available. And that's why, but then you never trust your own decision making and your
No,
own
yeah.
gut. You're indecisive.
And you have so many options. So there's like
Yeah.
12 opinions for one
Yeah.
question, whereas you just got one piece of advice
Yeah.
from someone. You're like,
And
all
we
right,
all,
we're going to do
and
this.
we all kind of had a consensus. Yeah, that works. And
Yeah.
yeah. And I think there's a lot of overthinking
Yeah.
and overanalyzing. I feel sorry for you guys. I do. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom shame, mom guilt.
I know.
Yeah, it does not help anybody.
It's already
Okay,
Yeah.
so number
Enough of a
4 on
challenge.
the job list. Let's see. We have laundry, dishes. Okay, and then also like cleaning bathrooms, sweeping that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Again, pick a day. Like it could be once a month, twice a month. Like who knows? Or put some Clorox wipes in the
I
kids'
have
bathroom and
wipes.
just
I
have
have
them
wipes
wipe
next
the
to my
counter
toilet.
down
There you
and
go.
let go of it.
I mean, I have boys.
Yeah.
Any other
Yes, you
tips or
need that.
strategies
Yeah,
that you
no.
do?
Yeah, you do.
I mean, it's not even really a hack.
I had a priest to talk to me. I was talking about not having time to do things and how I was kind of laying out my schedule. And he was like, multitasking is just, well, I'm not going to, he said a bad word actually, but is not.
I like this priest.
I like him too. From Chicago.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm doing this and this at this time and this. And he's like, stop it. Multitasking is total crap. It's like, it is disrespectful to everything involved. You're not doing the best job at the dishes or the cleaning. You're not actually giving good attention to your
Like
doing that.
kind of a
And
portion.
so you're kind of half-ass doing everything. And he goes, sit down and think to yourself, how long should the dishes take? If there was no disruptions, how long should it take? Find a time that you can give it that 15 minutes, and that's all you're
I
doing.
was going to say 15 minutes. Give
Yeah,
yourself 15
in
minutes.
that 15 minutes. But if
Whatever
you're
you
just
accomplish.
trying to weave it in, you're multitasking everything. And now you're literally doing
Yeah.
them all day
Mhm.
long, every day. And so we would have a thing in the kitchen where I put an apron on. It was kind of the Mr. Rogers mentality thing. Mr. Rogers, for those who don't know, I think everyone does. But like he'd take his suit jacket off when he got home and put on his little cardigan and slippers and sit down because that meant he was done.
It's a
He was at
signal.
home.
It's a
Yeah,
signal.
signal.
Mhm.
Is that's kind of a thing. But I would have like a time where I would say, now the kitchen's closed. And it was when they were done with breakfast and I'd given them all the things they need. I did a last call for water bottles or juice cups or whatever. And then kitchen was closed and I'd put my apron on and I would not feel guilty or respond to, hey, mama, read me this book or, hey, can you play this game with me? Or, hey, can whatever, because I knew it was 15 minutes
Yeah.
and they knew. And then you kind of stack it with something good. I would always read a book with them after I did dishes. So they weren't just rejection and I'm choosing dishes over them. I'm just freeing myself that this will be done in 15 minutes and they know when it's over, they get a book with me, which is a good thing. And done and done.
Yeah.
You know, they don't
Mhm.
realize that you're trying to do something else and your kids are okay if you say no, if you intentionally say yes at another time.
It's a good reminder.
That
So I
is
think,
really
yeah, so you can say no. Like there's so many aha moments that I've had. Like I think I've even talked about like where I've just been trying to do everything and I've been really mean to my kids. You know, and just realizing like Being on all the time is not the most important thing. Having dishes always clean, having laundry always done, having toilets always scrubbed. Those are good goals, but those aren't the most important things. The most important thing is liking your kid, and for your kid, not just knowing, but feeling loved, feeling like you're glad that they're there.
Well, feeling worthy of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which will bring us to another one of we kind of went through the cleaning stuff and the work, but it's a date. You make a date with people. You spend time with your husband every day. You live in the same house, but you make dates to cultivate your relationship. Your kids are no different. My husband and I have always done like once a month, we have a date with a certain kid. So, I mean, just one kid a month, but you can do more than that. But he will take someone out to dinner, or I will do, but I would ask them what they want because I used to think everyone just wanted quality time and they don't. So I'm spending all this time, and one of my kids would have been just so happy if I just bought him Skittles when I was checking out. It's because he's a gifts person, you know?
Yeah.
But ask their kid, what's something you want to do with mom? And it could be an intentional 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If it's like, oh, I want to do hair, I don't even know, or I want to throw the football. And if you call it by name, they then receive the gift of that time. So you might read books to your kids, play football with your kids, play board games with your kids all day long. But I promise you, if you say, what do you want to do? Respond, do it, name it. They receive you they'll remember that you played ball with them.
Yeah, they've been heard.
But it's not if it's just is the flow of the day.
I have a good example of that actually. A bunch of times, this has happened this summer, where I will literally take my son. Stan loves the jump park, or he loves the pool, and I will literally be with him all day at jump park or the pool or whatever. Like I'll have these planned, but I don't verbalize. Like, you're making me realize, because at the end of the day, he'll start crying when my husband tries to put him down and goes, but I didn't spend any time with you, or mommy, you didn't give me any attention. And I was like, what? Like, I'm like, Dyke, I've been with him all, that's my husband's name. I've been with him all day. And you're making me realize it's because I just know he likes, like, I didn't identify it for him.
So you need to define it.
Like, you have to wrap it's like it's a gift. So you have to wrap it in wrapping paper and put a bow on it and present it. So that they receive it.
Yeah. So you're making me realize that, because I was like, what is going on here? Is he just pulling his leg? Like, but no, I think, because then he'll be like, but tomorrow will you take me? Like, he'll ask. And of course I'll have a plan or something as I spent the whole day with him, or I can't. And he'll get all upset. But now you're making me realize it's because I'm not in the morning. What do you want to do today? We have the day. You decide. Oh, look, we're here. Like, that just makes so much sense.
Because kids don't get to control very much. And that's not a big thing if you let them control something you're doing with them. Like, because you're doing it anyway for them. So it's definitely worth asking. I know I've been very surprised at things my kids have picked to do. It's not what I would have
What's
thought.
one of the surprise? I'm curious.
Even know. I think we all, like, one time we all ate dinner in the pantry
Okay.
on the floor. I don't know why.
I like it.
That was that.
But
We got the kids planned dinners was one of the things, and then another kid we had a picnic in their room.
Okay. Interesting.
That
I
was
love
like-
that.
That's cute.
Yeah.
And then I know I have one of my kids. I'll always think I should go out and do something, and his deal was he never complained. Like, I never did I spend time with him. His complaint is I didn't ever get him stuff. It's like I wasn't feeding what he wanted. Like, I think I had all these sit down intentional times. And for him, the fact that I had to schedule it and we did it took it, like, just for him, took the joy away. So it's like he would have rather I just grabbed a pack of Skittles, like I was saying, on the way to the grocery store.
I also think, I feel like I have to say this for the audience too, who might not know you. I also know and have talked to 5 of your kids who are older now. And every single one of them, when I or my husband asks them, like, oh, what do you like to do in your free time? Or what's your favorite thing? Or who are you usually, because we're looking at schools now, like, who do you hang out with? And every single one of them has immediately said that their favorite thing to do is to be with their family. They love coming home. They love being with their family. Their siblings are the best friends. But I think a lot of that, and I'm sharing this, has to do with what you just said, that you were intentional about creating that environment with them, making them feel loved and liked. And so I share that so that the audience really knows like the importance and value in this. If that's what you want for the future of your family, it works. Like, I mean, at 5, I don't know the other 2, so I can't vouch for them, but 5, all of them said that
Hmm.
on their own. It's not together. These were different times asked.
Yeah, I'm so glad. This is your kid's life, and same thing. This is your home, but it's also your husband's home. It's your kid's home, and this is their memories, and this is where they belong. And you have to learn to play by their rules. And this will launch into a whole other topic. I know we're talking about our rules right now, but just in those things, like there's the really obvious, easy task list of a lot of the things we've talked about, but none of those really matter. The core part of a mom is not just to be housekeeper or school teacher or chef, personal chef, or clothes, whatever person, laundry doer, but it's to raise your child up to like know God, know who they are, like who they are, find their place in the world. And you can't find your place in the world if you don't like who you are because you aren't fitting anything. But we really hope this conversation helps you just realize, again, as in everything, you're not the only one that's struggling with this, but just to try to alleviate some guilt and some anxiety that everyone feels over the important things that are within our job as moms. I just really want to encourage you guys to take a minute, whether it's while the kids are asleep or get a babysitter. This is something that's super important, and strategize and figure out the things you have to do and good times to put them in and how long it'll take, and just make a rule and make an organized schedule of the best way to organize your family and your life so that you can bring the best version of you to your kids, to your family, to the Lord. And the Holy Spirit will show up, and there's just so much freedom in living a life that is organized for you, that you can measure.
And I mean, yes, we have to be organized and, to respect schedules and the order of operations in your day. Ladies, we know that you're super busy, so let us come to you in whatever order of your day that it works for you. Let us come to you. For those of you who found us here on YouTube, if you haven't already, subscribe. I think we're friends now. I think we should commit that subscription button. And if you're on Spotify, follow along, or whatever the terminology is. But you can also find us on Spotify.
Or you can find us throughout the week and join the Mom Collective on Instagram, Facebook, or at themomcollective.org.
And if you know anybody who would be blessed or encouraged by our conversation or content, please share us with them.
And until we meet again, remember, you were handpicked for this. So lean in. Okay. See you later. Bye.